how men test you. Hello and welcome to CHENGI'S world. I am Chengi and you, my precious one, are my world. Before I go any further, I would love to invite you to the Feminine Mastery Bootcamp that I'm having online. Wherever you are in the world, as long as you have Wi-Fi, you can be a part of this Feminine Mastery Masterclass. Ladies, it is a game changer. I am going to be giving you some mysteries. I'm going to be giving you some wisdom, and I'm going to be giving you some true understanding. I tell you what, you're either going to love it or you're going to get seriously pissed off. But either way, you're going to know exactly how to attract that masculine male, how to keep that relationship fiery and exciting with your masculine relationship, whether you're married or single. You need to be on the Feminine Mastery class. I will say no more. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do, because I will be posting stuff on there and you can check out my stories. It's on the 22nd of February, 8 p.m. GMT. So for those of you in the United States, you're going to be checking in around 10, 11, 12 or during the afternoon. It's going to be a great time for everybody to come together. And we're going to ask questions. It's going to be so informative. I'm so excited to share these secrets with you that I just won't share online. So if you want to be a part of it, make sure you hit that Feminine Mastery link, click it, baby, and book yourself a seat. I am leaving it up for the early bird for as long as possible. I don't know when I will remove it, maybe another week, maybe a few days. So you want to get it done ASAP. Okay, moving forward. How men test you. Now let's discuss why men test you in the first place. Men test you for two things. A man that is ready for a commitment and a relationship is going to be testing you for your character. He wants to see if you're the kind of woman that he wants to invest time and attention into, somebody who is worthy, especially if it's a high value man. Is she somebody that is worthy of all the effort, the hard work that I've put in preparation? Because masculine men, they know how to work, to preserve, to keep themselves, and to get a lifestyle ready for the woman that they want. And the hardest thing for them is to find a woman who genuinely will love them for who they are, and be somebody who will truly enhance what they're doing and have the right sort of character, somebody who will be there till death do them part, somebody who will be there, who can last. So they're looking for character, and they will test for character in the early signs of dating. Now, the other side of testing and why men test you is to see how much BS they can get away with. How much can I get away with from this girl? So if this man has not come to stay but to play, then he is gonna be testing you to see how much he can get away with. Okay, either way, both the test will be in the same area, but the results they're looking for will be different. And how you pass this test, being aware that the moment you meet a guy, he's going to test you on these things. If you're aware and you're forewarned and foreplanned, when these tests come your way, you are going to be ready to respond appropriately. So there are a few tests that men will put you through, but these are the four that I've come up with that are particularly prevalent. They are more tests, they're more minor tests, more major tests, but definitely you will find that when you're dealing with a high value masculine man, these are going to be the tests. Number one, and in no specific order, the masculine man who is high value, high quality, is gonna give you the gold digger test. Oh yes. Now, I personally cannot stand the gold digger test. It's so annoying because it is on the premise that they, you won them for their money, but they don't want you for your beauty. Okay, both are quite superficial. Obviously, if you were ugly or you wore a burqa and covered your whole self, he might not want you, right? So we could test men for, do you just want me for my looks, and show up looking dirty and unkempt, and just to see if he, So I find this test very, very unfair. However, it is a test that you will have to endure, especially if a man is a man of means and he has accumulated some degree of wealth. Then he is going to test you. He's going to test you as well if he feels that you are way out of his league. He's going to be suspicious about why a woman who is way out of his league is going to be interested in him, because men just don't understand that sometimes attraction is what it is. and that indeed perhaps you are interested in having somebody with a provider and protector mindset and somebody who can follow through, but that doesn't make you a gold digger. It makes you a feminine woman that would like to be protected and provided for. And sometimes men get that a little bit twisted. But the gold digger test is, he will take you to amazing restaurants, maybe you treat you to nice things, spoiled in the beginning as he goes along, and then one day he will just stop or suggest that he takes you to somewhere a bit crappy, or come with a really low value gift. Maybe he used to buy you expensive gifts, but this time he kind of comes with something low value, something, quite cheap, or he will take you to somewhere not so nice. What he wants to see is how you will react to being taken to the KFC, for instance, as opposed to high-end restaurants all the time. He wants to see how you are going to react to this new situation. Or he will take you to a place that you wouldn't ordinarily go, and he wants to see your reaction. Now, if you are like, oh my God, I can't eat here, or you kind of treat him badly, or he notices that you kind of go a bit cold, or you're kind of ungrateful for the little bit that he gives you, or he will test you by giving you really expensive, elaborate things and see whether or not how you react to it. So this is how you pass this test. If he gives you, and when he gives you expensive, lovely gifts, thank him very much. Let him know that you appreciate it. It makes you feel special. It makes you feel like he was thinking about you, so very grateful. But let him know that he doesn't need to spend an extravagant amount of money just to please you. Let him know that as much as you appreciate it and these things make you happy, make you feel that he is paying attention and really appreciates you, that his company is more than enough. You want to reassure him that he doesn't need to do these things to keep you interested, even though you enjoy them, even though you appreciate them, so that he would continue to be inspired to continue to do that. Now, if he takes you to a place that's a little bit ill, well, you don't have to be dishonest. You don't have to pretend to like what you don't like, but you can definitely invest in him. In the time that you were there, I wouldn't normally eat in a place like this, but it's more the company that matters to me. So it'd be nice. Let's try it. Let him know that it's not, you might not be a KFC, McDonald's girl or a low-end dining kind of girl, but you are really always coming out because you are interested in his company. So he will know that, yeah, this chick, this lady, she's really not about this life, but we had a great time. I took her there and we laughed and we joked and we had a great time. I know it's quite difficult when you're used to being taken to nice places to kind of not put your nose up, but this is something that you have to practice, because he wants to know whether you can hang out with his friends that are not so rich, and he can take you to whether you are versatile. So it's really important that you communicate that he is your focus, the traction is on him, that you are interested in him, because that is going to be his insecurity. Okay, wonderful. Now, a masculine man is really not going to keep testing you on that, because he's quite happy to be the provider, but he really just wants to reassure himself on that level. So that is the gold digger test. The second test is the loyalty test. Now, men require loyalty. They require respect. They require loyalty, especially if they're masculine men. This is really very important, because there is this whole kind of thing of women now being more slutty and a man not being able to trust you. Now, if he's going to invest in you emotionally, financially, spiritually, he wants to know that his investment is secure and it's safe. So the first thing that he's going to do, maybe when you're out and about, he's going to see how you're reacting to the other men around you. Number two, some men go as far as to introduce you to their better looking friend or their wealthier friend or whatever kind of friend that he thinks that you might be interested in, and he's going to see how you are with him. Are you going to flirt with his friends? Are you going to, if their friends makes an advance on you, are you going to be like, no, thank you, and push him away and then sort of say to his friend, no, I think your friend was sort of flirting. You won't realize it, but you will be on this test. Now, if he knows that you're going to be like, you know what, I like your friend, but I think he was flirting with me, I didn't really appreciate it, then he's going to know that you're the kind of chick and the kind of woman that he can trust and who is loyal to him. You know, going to movies and seeing your best actor and talking about how amazing and so handsome he is, when he's very different from maybe the guy that you are dealing with, that gives him red flags and alarm bells. So talking about other men's good looks, or whether they're actors and your mate knows that there's no chance of you ever meeting him in real life, really is besides the point. The point is making sure that he knows that you are the one, you have eyes only for him, period. Okay. And the next test is the jealousy test. Men sometimes the immature ones, but they want to see how deep your feelings are. A man wants to know that his woman will get a little bit jealous. Now, I've always said I'm not the jealous type. I'm really not the sort of person who's like, who are you talking to? However, I realize that some men just need to know that if another woman is flirting with him, or there's interest, that you kind of feel some kind of way. Some men are really immature, so they'll go out of their way to flirt with another woman in front of you, or do something that's really silly, in which case the only response you can give to that is neutral. Be neutral. Don't react this way or the other. And if you feel like he's completely out of order, don't throw a strop or a tantrum, but let him know that you feel that that behavior is not respectable. But, you know, let him know that, you know, I'm the kind of girl who really likes to know that my man is my man. And I get a tiny bit jealous when I feel like, you know, he is not completely, you know, attentive to me. He just wants to know whether or not you're passionate about him. Sometimes some of us, you know, high value women that are under control emotionally tend to kind of hold back, and a man is not always sure that you will, you know, you are passionate about him, because jealousy is really a thing of passion. Not good for you. And if you're dealing with issues of jealousy and you're finding it hard, then you need to kind of check out my video, How to Handle Your Jealousy, is on this channel. Then the fourth test that is very close to a masculine man's heart is his freedom. Now, he is going to want to check whether or not you're the kind of woman who has a life of your own. Okay, so he will call you and say, what are you doing on Saturday? Knowing full well that you've told him that you're going to be with your girlfriends on Saturday. What he wants to see, if he is looking for something permanent, is to see whether or not you will make him your whole entire world. Whether you will cancel your girls to be with him because you just want to be with him and you miss him and you haven't seen him for a long time, or whether you will continue with your world, because he wants to know if you have an identity that is not held onto him, because he wants to feel like he's free. Now, if you want to know more about the fears of a masculine man, then I have a video on this channel, what masculine men fear the most. So you can go more into that when it comes to this idea of freedom. A man that is wanting to play genuinely wants to keep you on his psychological rotation, keep you on the hot. So when he asks you to ditch your plans for Saturday and you do that, then he knows that he's got you on a lurch. It's part of his test to make sure that he has you on a lurch. It's the same thing. Even when it comes to jealousy, he wants to see if you will let him get away with flirting with other women, if you will let him get away with crap. Because if you will let him get away with it and just like be cool with it because you're trying to be a cool girl, then he knows that you're the kind of girl that he can play with and not necessarily commit to. So both men are checking for something. One is checking to see whether your standards are real and whether he can play with you and how far he can play with you and how much advantage he can take of you. And the other one is checking to see if you're a woman who has standards, values, who will deeply care, and who is genuine. Okay, so I hope that this video was really helpful. In the meantime, I'll see you soon on my Feminine Mastery class and on my next video. In the meantime, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, and I will see you on my next video. Take care of you. Love you lots.